In this video, we'll take a look at generating some profile-only sheets using the OHDOT CAD standards for OpenRoads Designer. So I already have generated a container file with my references attached and my profile displayed. So the references that I need for generating a profile, so I need my alignment itself, which also contains my proposed profile. And then I need the file that has my terrain model. And once I have those attached, I set the terrain active, which is going to give me my existing ground. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out name boundaries in the profile window for a profile-only sheet. So I'm on the OpenRoads modeling workflow in the drawing production tab, and I'll pick the name boundary tool. The name boundary tool, the third icon, is our civil profile option. And in the drawing seed, the ODOT standards have a few different options, two for profile only. So one for just a single profile and one for a dual profile. And I'm going to run both of these starting with a single profile. I'm going to do these for a 20 scale sheet, and I'm going to do this, define this by my station limits. So with my profile view selected in active, I can key in the station range that I want to generate my sheets. So I'm going to start at 385, which is the beginning of my alignment, and I'm going to stop at 430. That at a 20 scale, this gives me 500 feet available on each sheet, and the vertical exaggeration and the available profile height are already set for you. Same with the top and bottom clearance. They're actually not turned on, but if you want to change those and add a little bit of clearance, you can do that. The elevation datum and the station datum are also set for you. It's got all four options on the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and click in the profile view, which will accept my name boundary station range, and then another click to place those. So the Create Drawing dialog is open, and I have the option to create one sheet per design file if I want to do that. And you can see I'm sending these to the Railway Sheets folder. So I'm going to go ahead and give a file name here, and this name is used for the drawing models that are created as well as the sheet design file names. So I'm going to name this using my PID number _GF for a general profile. And since I'm using the 100 container file, I'll make this GF 101. I want to make sure under my drawing model I'm setting the scale for my intended sheet scale, and under the sheet model we want to leave the annotation scale value at 1:1, but we want to change the detail scale of 1:20 as well. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and the software will process each of the name boundaries. It's going to make a drawing model and a sheet model in each of the files that it creates. Now when it's done, it's going to open the last file that's created, and it will show me the sheet model for that file. So the sheet model contains the sheet boundary, and everything else is referenced from the drawing model. So if I go over and take a look at the drawing model, I can see the information that is plotted in here. So that's the process to generate a profile-only sheet. So let's take a look at a dual profile sheet next. So I have the container file set up already with my profile view, and let's just take a look at the other option for the dual profile. So again, from the name boundary tool, using the civil profile option, we'll use the ODOT profile option, and I'll just do a 20 scale example. And the process is really identical to what we've done before. So I'm clicking in Start Location and clicking my profile view. I can set my station limits. And I'm just going to accept the defaults and go ahead and place those boundaries. And we can see here it takes less space vertically since we're putting two on one sheet. So I'll do the same thing here. I'll give a name for my profile sheet files. So that's a GF. And I'm using the 200 collector or container file. So this will be 201. Going to the Railway Sheets folder. And I'll make sure I have my annotation scales defined properly. So we'll go ahead and OK, and it will create sheets. And the only thing that's really different is there are two drawing models per sheet file, and both are referenced to the sheet. And there's a slight difference in how the files are named. Since there's two drawing models per design file, the design file names, I'll show those to you in the File Explorer. So the last one ended up only having one profile on there. So let's open one of the other files just to check those. And here's what I was talking about with the file names. So I used the GF200. So 201 and 202 are in the first sheet. So then the next file is named 203. So you may want to rename these files. So here's the first one with the dual profiles. And again, we have multiple models, one for each profile. All the annotation is drawn in the drawing model itself, and the sheet model is intended just for plotting with the sheet boundary. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, you can always contact the ODOT Office of CAD and Mapping Services.